Hello, Enrique Ashkabuk here. This is just a song that I would like to share with everybody, and I just think right now what's going on in the world with all this pandemic going on, I just would like to share, and after this song, I will continue to I'll share some more thoughts and prayers. And if anybody has any comments, that's uh, that's I will take comments, and if you have any questions, I'll answer the best I can answer. But just if you have anything you want to add to prayer, anything specific you'd like me to pray for, that's you just write a comment or send me a message. If it's a private prayer, then yeah, you can send me a private message, and I'll be keeping you in my prayers. I'm going to be starting a spiritual fast soon, and just because of everything that's going on in the world, it's kind of making me. It's really making me cry and making me sad. Uh, but it's also giving me a lot of hope, and it's really it's encouraging, um, and just to know that creator is the boss, and creator is the boss of the planet, and got it, and I say got it, God, got it, because yeah, he does got it. Okay. Creator's got it. Anyways, just listen to this, and we'll see. And hey, let us find some people who will die. From every tribe and language, people, every nation. We're warriors that fallen, there's a resurrection coming. It's your time to rise and shine. Wake up, you sleepy giants. Those love and justice are being healed by the peace. Oh yeah, we're bringing this powerful unity. We're warriors that fallen, there's a resurrection coming. Dragons, come alive. Yeah, wake up, you sleeping giants.
How many of you want to hear that again? I just think, I think that all the stuff that's going on in the world is just a lot of craziness. It really makes me sad when I think of all the hurt, but all the hurt that has happened in the past and in the history, like even with the biological warfare that has happened, against the indigenous people in Canada, and how many diseases in Canada have killed off our people, and viruses and diseases, uh, economies, and our people have lived in poverty and in strife and in contention for millennia, since 1492, been facing extinction, annihilation, genocide, cultural genocide. Like whole indigenous populations no longer exist, or even may not have even been recorded in history, in the history books, because in in the beginnings of these nations here in the Americas, diseases and viruses and stuff like that were Europeans brought a lot of diseases and viruses with them over here, and a lot of these diseases and viruses killed off entire entire civilizations, entire peoples, and this, as much as everything's going on right now, people with the coronavirus, with this COVID-19, this pandemic, people are around the world. They're saying 400 or 500. 20 people in Canada, over 1,400 people have been infected with the COVID-19. And the United States has been over 38,000. And they've had over 400 deaths in the United States. And just what's been going on in Italy and Iran. I think about, a lot of the countries that people don't even know what's going on. Like I think of small countries, small, tiny little countries that don't have much of anything. And there's a lot of corruption. Like when I think about what goes on in South America with the drug cartels, and like I pray for the people there. I pray that those that are trapped in the sex trade, those that are stuck out there in the sexual sex trade, and nobody's looking after or caring for them. um Borders that are being shut down, this is not moving of traffic, people not being able to go around back and forth. And I think that like a lot of this is probably stopping a lot of illicit illegal activities, but increasing other things. And uh now like this internet, like social media is good, but right now there's a lot of social isolation and people on the internet. And now that there's going to be these girls that are going to have to be performing these acts, in lockdown in the rooms for customers paying with credit cards online. This is just some of the things that I think about that are probably happening or starting to happen. as illegal activity still happens and still occurs, and there's still a lot of vulnerable people out there. We concerned we are concerned about our elders, and rightly so, and children and the general population. There are the vulnerable, homeless, how they can self isolate, homeless people, um, people that don't have a home, that have to go to shelters, or shelters being shut down, things like that. This is the stuff that we need to think about when we are in praying for our nations, because so many of our indigenous peoples throughout the world are stuck in are sexually trafficked, and right now that's probably it doesn't that's just because there's coronavirus, it doesn't mean that business is going to stop. um a lot of activity going on the internet, websites, stuff like that, things going on right now. And I just ask, that if we can just pray and put some put our tobacco down, and our medicines down, and pray for the people that are vulnerable, for the people that are stuck in drug drug situations, drug cartels, drug trafficking, all this kind of stuff, um, sex trafficking. And now, there's gonna be, like with the organs, transplants, and all the stuff that goes on in the illegal world, in that respect, and where people, bodies aren't just trafficked for sex. Bodies are also trafficked for organs and body parts, stuff like that. Um, that's this is this when you think about for for the blood and the health right now of a nation, and we're asking to self isolate. Well, this is a right now a time when we can buckle down, and we can really get to the heart of the matter, and be united in prayer, and asking Creator, and inviting Creator to move in this situation, to move in the world, and protecting our sons and daughters. And and right now, as the planet does this, a lot of this coronavirus is having a big effect on the world. And a couple weeks ago, I was involved on the water ceremony. We shut down the bridge at the Sault Ste. Marie border, and I was fasting and praying, and I also had my pony there, my black car. I call her my pony Ichigo Okichita Bejigoji Dabani, because it was up there on the bridge, blocking and protecting my sister as she was in ceremony, and we were in ceremony, and I was there with her, and it was such an awesome privilege to be a part of all of that. And a lot of the prayers and visions that happened, that came to us out of all of that. And I remember speaking and praying and prophesying there on that bridge that this is going to shut down, that we are doing things right. We were doing things right, having a peaceful resistance, and when we were shutting down the trains and the rails, and praying for the borders to be shut down, praying for to be acknowledged, and asking for acknowledgement. Well, right now, and asking and praying, because we were being the land protectors and water protectors, and this planet needs healing and is in much need of healing. And I I I just want to thank everyone, that was there, that helped out, and that offered your prayers and offered your support, and was able to see everything. And right now, we're seeing a lot of the results of the prayers. My ring and my diamond had went into the water. The diamond and my ring was offered, and I gave it the copper bell, and my prayers, and we put that out there in a bundle and prayed and asking for Creator to bring healing right now to the nations in our land, and in our lands, because we are here, and we are living here with everybody, and we want to live in unity, and we want to live in prosperity together. This is this has been quite an eye opener, and I truly honestly believe that our fasting and ceremony and that shutting down the bridge and all of that had happened, um, was a catalyst, because there was a lot of prayers, and the whole thing about that was about bringing awareness, bringing awareness, and bringing awareness that this our lands need healing, and bringing awareness that we are human. We are one race of human that lives, breathes, and dies. um, and if we want to make this planet, to go on, if we want to make it go at this planet, then we have to get together and unite and come together and be united, and bringing peace and reconciliation, true peace and reconciliation between people's leaders and the peoples and the nations, the oppressed peoples of nations, the ones that have been suppressed and put down and kept down, that have been conquered. Well, right now, Creator says we're more than conquerors, and we're going to conquer all of this through peace. And Creator is bringing us together, even though we are, to be physically kept apart. There's a collective consciousness happening, um, and that has been my prayer, that there'd be a systematic shift in the collective consciousness of the peoples, in Canada and the nations, and that Canada is a nation that is going to bring healing, because we have that leaf that represents healing and life, and health, and the red leaf. We all bleed the red blood, and the red leaf is covered, that is covered in healing. And right now we're just asking, as indigenous peoples, that we pray for our nation, we pray for the leaders, we pray for all of the peoples that are here living in our lands, that they would be able to open their eyes of their understanding and be able to walk in health and healing, and that people living in our lands will be healthy and well, and that we can bring healing to the nations, and how we acknowledge when Canada steps up and acknowledges Indigenous peoples, uh, and their roles, and inviting them into government and legislation and the decision making, and a way of living that honors the land, and help lets us help them, teach them to live in a way that honors the land. Um, we are in a critical time right now. This is for a time such as this. We call to pray, and Enrique Eshkabuk, creators here showing us, that it's time to unite, time to come together, time to be one people. And indigenous peoples, we can unite in prayer and fasting and putting our tobaccos down. And I love all the all the jingle dresses on Facebook that are going around, and with the healing dance, and I'm loving how we're coming together and praying and supporting each other, and the world is coming together to try and work. Um, it makes me sad to see the hoarding and stuff like that that's going on, and I just hope that as you are hoarding that, as you've been taking or whatever has been going on in shopping, that you've been sharing, that you've been giving more than taking, because that's the Indian way. We give, we don't take and hoard and keep it all. We share, we give it. When one person is poor in their community, everybody's poor. If one person is doing without, everybody is doing without. That's part of that is the indigenous way, that no one should be without. Everyone should be looked after and cared for and have enough, because there's more than enough. There's more than enough for everybody to have enough. so so I just think right now, as we work together and help, and those that are there in your communities, you can cook and make meals, and take what you have and maybe go around, uh, uh, deliver it to people, share, or stuff like that, in ways that we can support each other. Doing anything we can support each other. Um, we can have a community board saying people need this over here or need that in your respective communities. People saying we are in need over here, or some people are over here in need, or we have too much of this. Maybe that can go over there. Moving things around, the barter and trade, original indigenous economy, um, helping in in those ways. Um, Social distancing, but also coming together in ways, looking for ways to meet each other's needs, to pray with each other, be with each other, have Facebook groups. I don't know, whatever it is that you need to do to keep connected and be connected, even though you have to keep your distance. These are just words, and some of, like, when I think about all things that are going on right now in the world, and I really pray for those that are vulnerable, for those that are um, in the sex trafficking, that are involved in the trafficking of peoples, whether it be for organs or sex trafficking, or just illicit activities. I just want to pray for peace in our lands, and I just hope that in those small countries and vulnerable countries that dealing with drug cartels and whatever corrupt leadership, I just want to pray for those people. I want to pray for all peoples. I want to pray for people that have been diagnosed with this coronavirus, and for those that have lost loved ones because of it. I just pray that Creator will be with everyone, and that Creator's comfort will, and Creator's voice, and that Creator will be able to move the mountains, and that Creator will heal the hearts and heal people's hearts and heal our lands. Because right now, a lot of there's is a lot less pollution happening um, right now because there's less cars on the road. There's less planes flying in the air with their big, huge jet engines. A lot of factories, a lot of um, just a lot less pollution is happening. A lot less activity means a lot less things are going into the air. Uh, no more mass manufacturing of stuff. Um, I just want to pray, for the health of and the food supplies, and pray for the agricultures and I just pray that Creator will be with us all, and that we'll be able to all have common sense and kindness and compassion. And I just pray for that peace that surpasses all understanding to come in and move those mountains of fear. And I just pray for our people to have the courage to make right decisions and good decisions, and have the courage to be respectful and honor our teachings, and be respectful and be patient during this time, and walk in truth and honor. And yeah, be wise, be caring, and thanks so much. Just a little bit, of sharing, and I hope you hear that song. By the way, that song is called Heartbeat by Becca Shea. So if you want to hear that and listen to it again, Becca, BeChaHShae, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, Beckah, last name Shae. And that song was called Heartbeat. It was from her album, Champion. So, thanks so much for listening, and for hearing me out. And if you have any prayers, don't be afraid to message me, and I will I will keep you in prayer. And as I get ready to begin a fast again soon, um, for the next phase of what Creator has in store, and direction, and where we need to go, as we pray for Indigenous emancipation, and for these pharaohs to let our people go, and as they open up the reserves and open up the banks and open up the monies and open up all this kind of stuff that they've been hoarding and keeping. Now it's time to release these things and give it back to the people, and let people live in health. There's no need to keep it for everyone. There's no need for dangerous nuclear energy, no need for dangerous pipelines. We could have solar and wind technology on every home and public building. There's no need for power outages, power bills. If we didn't have to pay power bills, the economy can move more freely. So I just ask that we just continue to be together and be united, and have a great day.